Well, it's all over your feed, but how much do the American people care? Donald Trump appearing for a town hall broadcast nationally from New Hampshire, the politician in familiar form discussing his candidacy, the 2020 election, domestic and foreign policies, and his own personal legal battles. And as the president embarks on his second bid to regain control of the White House, we're also looking at his body language. Behavioral analyst and body language specialist Chris Ulrich for reaction to Trump on Wednesday night. So what do you think? Did he look tired to you? I mean, I've seen him slump down before. He was bold in his voice as always, but it seemed like he looked a little more tired than usual.
Well, good morning, Adrienne. Thank you for having me. You're right to point this out. It's a more contained Donald Trump when he first comes out. But he's still, what we're looking for with Trump is a very baseline, classic Trump sitting posture. He's sitting in the chair. He's doing this steeple. This is power, authority, and control. He's ready to go. But it's a much more subdued Donald Trump who kind of finds that energy over the course of the dialogue with Ms. Collins.
Well, let's actually show a clip, CNN airing 70 minutes of the town hall. We have a portion of this from the beginning of the night and then towards the end. Take a look.
Okay.
It was a horrible election, and unless somebody's very stupid, and I know you very well, you're not stupid at all, but you perhaps are given an agenda or you have an agenda. Look, are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the
answer? Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to, you're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Can you answer why you held on?
So is he exhausted with the host?
Well, this is a very classic Donald Trump. At first, we see him kind of laying out, using rapport building by telling her that she's, smart and et cetera. It's kind of assigning her the traits he wants her to have. But by the end of it, we see a much different Donald Trump in that moment. We see an increase. We're looking for movement or changes from a baseline when we're watching him. And he may be tired. He may also have some exasperation and also stressed by the question. By the end, we see digital flexion. There's tension in his fingers. On top of it, if we watch his blink rate, Adrienne, the average person will blink around 12 times a minute. He's blinking at a much higher rate in that moment, showing increased stress. And he goes to a tried and true tool that he'll use to call someone nasty to back them off. It's also going to get a sound clip. He knows it ruffles feathers, and it buys him time to answer a question that's a difficult one for him, especially when it comes to talking about classified documents, something that's we're all watching and with the Mar-a-Lago. So we can really see the stress there in his response.
But Chris, stress or just a fed-up 70-something-year-old man? Because I know from my grandfathers and my father, when he was in his 70s, it was like, I don't have time for you. I already answered your question. I'm not to be bothered right now.
Yes, this is Trump at his finest. He's done. He does this gesture, Adrienne, where he's open to the idea and then he'll bring his hands in like this, but here's the real answer. And by the end of that, if we play that clip a little longer, where she's asking him about, will you support the election results? He literally just waves her off after answering the question several times. He also does this lip pucker to the side. He'll go, and this is contempt. You have my answer. I disagree, and that's how we're going to end this. That's kind of how his approach is. So you're right to see this impatience, but it's also, we can see it through the body language and these changes in his demeanor from the beginning, which was calm and collected, to a moment of much more stress and I'm done.
Okay,
basically.
Let's watch one more clip right now.
Sure.
You know who else took him? Obama took him. Nixon took him.
Obama
Reagan
did not take
took him.
documents.
Oh, he didn't?
The difference here that I'd like to note.
Reagan
National
took
Archive
him.
says that President Obama
Even Jimmy
did not
Carter,
take
even
documents.
Mike Pence had some documents, and he's a very honorable
Pence,
guy.
You referenced
But you know
Biden.
who took him more than anybody is Joe Biden. He has 1,800 boxes. And nobody even knows where they are. 1,800, and nobody talks about him.
Mr. President, that's not accurate.
And they put a rough guy on us, and in the meantime, they have nobody. I think it's important, Mr. President,
to actually set the record straight here.
Is the former president signaling anything different than his typical MO?
Not particularly. One of the things he's masterful at, in terms of he's highly improvisational. So he's both able to kind of like throw an answer that will have people wondering, is that the truth? Is that exactly what's happening? And also avoids responsibility coming back at him and has us doing a fact check. Did Nixon take them? Did Obama take them? And so he's able to kind of like sully it a little bit.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.